most people have no idea what's happening behind the scenes right now, because while the world already feels chaotic, something much bigger is forming underneath it. Across the globe, countries are quietly shifting into a wartime posture, not because a major conflict has started, but because world leaders believe the next decade will be more unstable than the last, and the changes they're making are already reaching your wallet. Global military spending just hit its highest level ever recorded. Analysts warn it's rising at the fastest pace since the Cold War. The United States is pouring money into new missile systems, naval ships, and Pacific defense strategy. Europe is rearming at a speed nobody expected. Germany, Poland, Sweden, and the UK are rebuilding their militaries after years of underinvestment. China continues expanding its navy and missile forces. Japan is rewriting post-World War II defense laws so it can take on a larger military role. And across the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Eastern Europe, countries are stockpiling drones, ammunition, and surveillance tech. This pattern isn't random. Experts describe it as a global re-armament cycle, a period when nations boost defense production because they expect continued geopolitical tension. And historically, when the world enters cycles like this, the economic effects spread far beyond the military. The first impact shows up in raw materials. Weapons, vehicles, electronics, and military infrastructure all rely on the same metals and minerals used in everyday products: steel, copper, aluminum, oil, rare earth elements. When governments secure these materials in huge volumes, global supply tightens. Economists warn that increased military demand can push up prices, and we've already seen copper, aluminum, and energy markets react to global tensions multiple times this year. Those costs don't stay on the battlefield. They show up in cars, appliances, tools, construction, and consumer tech. The second impact is energy. Conflict or instability in the Middle East can push oil prices higher overnight. Tensions in the South China Sea threaten shipping lanes that carry trillions of dollars of goods. Even the fear of disruption is enough to raise prices before anything actually happens. This is one reason fuel, groceries, and shipping costs stay stubbornly high even when inflation cools on paper. The third impact comes from supply chains. Countries no longer want to rely on potential rivals for essentials like semiconductors, medical equipment, and critical minerals. So production is being reshored, trade routes are being rebuilt, and companies are redesigning entire supply chains. Economists note that while this makes nations more secure, it also raises costs because producing goods domestically is far more expensive than outsourcing them. Those higher costs eventually hit consumers. Fourth, government spending. Defense budgets come from taxes, debt, or cuts to other programs. Borrowing can fuel inflation. Cutting spending reduces services. Either way, households feel the pressure, and with many nations facing record public debt, the financial strain is growing. Finally, financial markets react immediately to geopolitical risk. Investors rush into safe assets like gold, oil, bonds, and sometimes Bitcoin. This creates volatility in stocks, retirement accounts, and savings, even for people whose careers have nothing to do with geopolitics. This doesn't mean a world war is coming, but it does mean the world is preparing for one, quietly, steadily, and globally. The effects will hit ordinary people long before any headline admits it, through bills, energy prices, rent, food costs, and market swings. Today, geopolitics isn't happening far away. It's happening directly in your wallet. Thanks for watching. If you want more breakdowns like this, make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you in the next one.